Hi, my name is Christy Little Jones of MrsChristyJones.com. I'm super excited that you are here, and it is not an accident. And so, for the last 14 years, I have been a relationship coach to women, to engaged couples, and married couples in crisis. And one of the things that I have learned as a result is the root of why we do what we do, choose what we choose, say what we say, and love the way we love is all rooted in how we've grown up and the experiences that we had that shaped us. And so I am a recovered people pleaser. And it's taken a lot of years to do the work, the soul work, the heart work, to overcome a lot of the lies that I believed were true. It's taken a lot of work to discover who God has really created me to be through the people pleasing definition that I lived in and I understood myself to be for so many years. And so chasing stillness is the product of out of my life struggles and out of my life experiences. And one of the things that I've realized as a coach is there's so many other women who are people pleasers. There's so many other women who allow fear to prevent them from breakthrough, prevent them from making choices or decisions that move them forward to even reaching their goals. There's so many women who shrink back because they're so powerful and other people are uncomfortable with their power. So they end up just existing under the radar, not pushing too many buttons, being a good girl and following the rules. Well, that was me. And one of the things that I realized is that we don't do anyone justice, including ourselves, if we truly don't understand who God has created us to be. But secondly, if we don't have the courage and the boldness to walk perfectly in sync with who He has called us to be. And so perfection doesn't exist. So when I say walking perfectly, I should have said aligning with the truth of who God has created you to be. Because when we don't understand what truth is, anyone's opinions of who we are can become our truth. And that's what happened to me. Other people's opinions of me became my truth. Other people's judgments of me became my truth. And what it did is I ended up believing that I wasn't good enough. I ended up believing that I wasn't pretty enough. I ended up believing that I wasn't skinny enough and that I wasn't smart enough, that I wasn't good enough. And so for decades, I believed that I wasn't good enough. Do you ever believe that you're not good enough? Or do you ever think about something that's happened to you, something that was said to you, something that was done to you, that you replay in your mind over and over and over again? And it just doesn't go away. And it just comes with you year after year, season after season, the same tape that you play in your mind, in your thoughts, that embeds itself in your heart and your soul. And you age, but then you feel stuck. You feel like my life is supposed to be so much more. And is this what life is all about? And that is where chasing stillness came from, because I also am very competitive. And so being an entrepreneur, and with the wonderful technology of social media, it breeds competition. It breeds comparison. And being a people pleaser, one of the things that we do a lot is compare ourselves. We have a measure of other people, or a standard of what beauty looks like, a standard of what good enough looks like, a standard of what successful looks like, and how many zeros that equates, a successful of what the weight on the scale looks like. Am I talking to you? So, I was always chasing something that I wasn't. I was always pursuing something that I didn't have, that I would never get. because I grew up around women who didn't look like me, who were double zeros. I will never be a double zero ever in my life, but I was chasing after this. I will never be someone with blonde hair and blue eyes. I was chasing after this. I wore a weave when I was younger and I had hazel contacts, and I literally, not to judge anyone who does that, but that for me, I was trying to find myself and I didn't know who I was. And so chasing stillness and coaching for so many years, I've realized that, I really need to help women discover who God has created her to be. Because when you understand who God has created you to be and the standard of which He is set for you, that He's created for you to live by, to be loved by, then guess what? When you know what the standard is, then all of the things that you've learned, all of the experiences that you've had that have taught you that love was angry, love yelled, love was abusive and hurtful, love was neglectful, that love abandoned you, that you couldn't trust love, all of the experiences that taught you about love incorrectly, that I really feel it's my calling and my assignment to help women learn what God intended for love to look like and what God intended for love to feel like. And that's why my heart for women is so big. And I love sisterhood. I love encouraging women and couples to thrive in life. Don't just survive and just exist, because that's not what we were created for. And so chasing stillness is 6 weeks. It's a 6-week journey of personal awakening. Because I was constantly comparing myself, because I was constantly trying to compete with other people that I couldn't even compete with, because I was so unhappy in my skin, and because I allowed fear, the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment, the fear of criticism, the fear of even being a fake, that this was something that I had to do. And I'm just so grateful that God has just downloaded different things in my heart that I can share with you, not only out of experience, but because you need it, because you need to know who you are. You need to discover who you are and not be what mom and dad and Aunt Jody and Uncle Jimmy said that you were, but the one who made you, the one who created you, to discover who He says you are, and to allow His love for you, his love for you and in you, to experience that and to truly understand, oh my gosh, this is what love is. So, that boyfriend there and that person there and that person there, that wasn't love. Exactly. So then your eyes, boop, they open up, and then you really get to see not only who you are, but how you're supposed to experience love, not only in your romantic relationships, but in your friendships. And that is what chasing stillness is about. It's about helping you to discover who God has created you to be. It's about helping you to stop chasing those things, the next thing, the next dollar, the next boyfriend or relationship, but truly embrace the process that you're in right now. And I was missing it. I was missing it because I was so busy looking to the future that I was missing my present. And so that's where chasing stillness just resonated so loudly in my soul. And, I've lived decades wounded, my heart wounded, my soul wounded because of the experiences that I've had. And with my coaching clients and the women that I've spoken to during speaking engagements, the majority of them are walking wounded. And we will never be able to inherit what God has for us if we continue to live wounded. We have to address the conditions of our heart, the conditions of our soul, so that we can truly live free. We can live free from fear. We can live free from doubt. We can live free from the hurt and the pain and the anger that is so boiling up on the inside of you because of life's unfairness and because of life's experiences and the things that have happened to you that hurt you, that you weren't protected from. All of these things need to be confronted and addressed and healed so that you can move forward and stop pretending. Stop pretending that you're okay. Stop pretending that you're okay being single and you're really not. Stop pretending that you don't need a man, or it's okay, you have all the money that you need, or you love your size, or any of the things that we've told ourselves to try to make it better, to try to make life better. Life won't get better until you address the wounds of your soul and truly understand who God's created you to be and how He's created you to live. And when you do those things, I promise you that your life will change forever. And that's what happened to me. So when I started my journey about 17 years ago, this was my process of really discovering, who am I? Because I got exhausted with trying to morph into who everyone else wanted me to be. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was driving me crazy. And I was like, enough. Who am I supposed to be? God, who am I supposed to be? You made me, you created me. Who am I supposed to be? And slowly I started learning and I started seeing what the truth was. And I started seeing what the lies were in my subconscious that I really believed as truth, and started to reprogram those things to really align with God's truth. And He showed up every single time, and He will do the same thing for you. And so chasing stillness is an invitation. It's an invitation for you to no longer pretend. It's an invitation for you to no longer stay the same in the same trap of your mind with the mental movies and the just the fakeness of being somewhere where you really don't want to be. And so if you are tired of being where you are and you are desperate for change, you're desperate for an awakening, you're desperate to understand who you are and the standards of which God has created you to live, this is for you. And so I want to invite you to read a little further on this page to find out all of the different things that we're going to talk about in Chasing Stillness, and really consider taking the leap, taking the risk. I know fear has paralyzed you in the past. I know fear has gotten in your ear, and it hasn't gone away. But I just want to encourage you to trust this process, to trust this journey, to trust getting to know God deeper, to getting to hear, understand, and know what His voice sounds like, getting to a place where you are able to say no without feeling guilty, and stretching yourself thin and changing your whole schedule around to accommodate someone who at the last minute backs out and cancels. And you are just mad at yourself again for going above and beyond for someone else who really doesn't even care about you. So, sister, I invite you to join me on this 6-week personal journey of personal awakening called Chasing Stillness, where you learn how to be at peace in your soul, be at peace in the depths of your heart and soul, and truly embrace the present. Embrace your specific process. Embrace it like never before, without comparing, without feeling threatened because someone else's life is flourishing and they're growing and there are a lot of great things are happening to them. But being okay to celebrate them and not feeling jealous or envious or angry or mad or bitter at God. Like, God, how come you did that for her and not for me? Chasing stillness is for you. And so I hope that this is the right timing for you. This is the right time for you to take the leap. with me and other amazing women over these next 6 weeks as we discover chasing stillness. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. My name is Christy Little Jones of MrsChristyJones.com. See you later.